Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be doing some recommended Ultra League battles with Momita, trainer out of British Columbia. Recommended battles are fun. Not very many people can do recommended battles in Ultra League, so I'm unfortunately going up against a Blissey with Pound. Venusaur is quite good in Ultra League, so that's where really Community Day moves shine the most. They're absolutely dominant. They're only really checked by like hard counters and Giratina. And there's they can still pack a pretty hard punch to a lot of hard counters. So it comes with Lugia. And I'm gonna switch out to Giratina. Lugia is actually quite good for Ultra League. It's one of those Pokemon that scale quite well. It has a pretty decent moveset. Pretty decent moveset. Has good coverage with Hydro Pump. And the Sky Attack is quite energy efficient still. And I am going to... Here, I make the stupid move. I'm like, okay. No, actually, no, I don't make the stupid move. I should have farmed down maybe a little more. I end up doing farm down, so it's not bad. And then try to go for this Dragon Claw. Then I instantly deleted by this Gardevoir, which is actually a really great pick too. And then I am going to bait with this Frenzy Plant. And I'm going to just go for another Frenzy Plant. Knowing that Frenzy Plant still hits pretty hard and Gardevoir is still quite squishy and in the Great League, so. And then here comes Blissey back. Gonna hit another Frenzy Plant. Just racking this damage up. And then I can't remember if I shield or not. I do shield, hoping to get one more Frenzy Plant off, which I'm definitely able to. The pound damage does not that much, and Blissey has like pretty low damage in Ultra League. So take game number 1. We did quite a few matches, so you're in for a treat. Obviously, ahead of time, you already know how long this video is going to be. But yeah, so not a great team. Giratina is always good, but Scizor is only okay, and then we end up airing out. So I guess that was a little fortunate for me. So I'm gonna try to. We air a couple times, unfortunately. It's going to go up to, I forget what I lock in with, but that's fine. We will see in a little bit. Locking with Swampert, I was like, Swampert is really good in Ultra. Unfortunately, Kingdra is amazing in Ultra. So I do have Sludge Wave, which I'm going to try to hit this Kingdra with. And hopefully do quite a bit of damage. I do not get through. So I switch out to Zapdos. Zapdos is going to be able to do neutral damage and a ton of damage. And then I'm met with Muck, which is okay-ish. Like Thunder, unfortunately, I think I can't tell if that's Thunder Shock or Charge Beam. I think that's Thunder Shock. You guys can let me know down in the comment section below. The video speed up, it makes it a little bit harder, so I decided not to shield because I can farm down with Swampert. I don't want to get hit by Dark Pulse because I'm going to have to use a shield if that's the case. And if Kingdra comes down, I'm going to hit it with a Sludge Wave. Okay, this is okay. But this Kingdra has to also generate quite a bit of energy at this point in time. So I'm going to hit it with Sludge Wave. Hopefully do a ton of damage. Unfortunately, not enough. And then I go for the Hydro Cannon, able to take it out, even though it double resists this water damage. And I can switch out into Feraligatr, met by Kingler. This is a Mudshot Kingler. I don't know if Crab Hammer is better than Exeter. I think that's the other move that this Kingler has. Gonna hit with Hydro Cannon. Kingler's just so glassy. In every single league, it's way too attack oriented. I'm gonna shield, and then I should be able to just farm down with Waterfalls. and take it out. So we take game number 2. As you see, I nearly don't do enough Ultra League. So not a great team. Zapdos, Metagross, Absol, all like pretty glassy. I pick up like a decent one, but these crap hammers are still going to do a lot of damage. Switches out to Giratina. I'm like, oh man, I don't really know what to switch out to. I probably should have switched to Metagross, to be honest, because once I saw that this is a Dragon Breath version, obviously those Shadow Sneaks still would have did a lot of damage. And this improved Snarl does allow me to get to this Dark Pulse a lot easier. And no shield. Pretty interesting decision. And I switch into Metagross. And I see the charge move happen right away. So I really don't think it's going to be a Shadow Sneak. So I am going to just farm down with Metagross. Obviously the Kingler's still there. I'm going to have to shield. And then I think I immediately switch out. And then I'm going to go for the Thunder to try to burn the shield or take down the Kingler. And I do not. And because with Gardevoir, interesting pick. Gardevoir going to be pretty good. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to this Thunder. If it was Thunderbolt, maybe. And then I really need to plan this out accordingly. So I'm going to have to shield. And I want to build up to 2. I can't remember. Or if do I farm down? I do farm down, and then I'm just going to straight Earthquake this Kingler. Because Kingler does resist Meteor Mash, but it might KO at that range. I don't know. But I definitely have a ton of energy. As you can see, I still have residual energy. So, Gardevoir, really strong pick. Okay lineup. Scizor, Giratina, Charizard. Scizor can have some play. Like, this is not a terrible matchup. I'm going to get to these exercises quite quick. Because they're low in energy and then energy requirement. And then as well, I tried to switch out to Giratina to try to catch the charge move. Ended up switching to Lapras. I'm not sure she knew what move that Lapras had. But Lapras pretty tanky at Ultra League, like it is in Great League. Able to just tank these Shadow Claws. Not Dragon Claws, not the end Shadow Claws actually, but not that it's that strong necessarily. It's still only 35-50, but stab on top of that. And then it's going to load up on these Dragon Claws. I get the shield. Unfortunately, these Dragon Claws are not going to do enough to KO. And I'm hoping that... Oh, double shields. Going to switch out to Scizor. I was hoping that I could get to the Iron Head before the Lapras could get to Ice Beam. And even if it did get to Ice Beam, that would be able to hit it with... at least I'd be able to survive it with the steel typing. And I think I let this one go. And then I'm going to bring in not really a great situation for me because this Jolteon's still in the back, and then I have Charizard in the back. So I really can't afford to... So I debated. I'm like, can I afford to take this charge move? And then I can, and then I'm able to take it out with Dragon Claws. And GG, taking game number 3. These are some pretty tough and hard-fought matches. I think I had Feraligatr, Scizor in the back. Let's see. Oh, man. Absolutely awful. I think I get absolutely obliterated here. I misplay massively. But it's like when you don't have a Giratina counter and you're like, kind of stuck in this place. It's a Dragon Breath version, so the Steel typing helps you out a little bit for sure. And then, yes, unfortunately my Fear cards are resisted, but this Iron Head allows me to hit for neutral damage. And then here comes Swampert. I'm at least able to get the shield. I'm not sure that's better or worse for me. Probably worse because I didn't want to hit the Giratina. I think I elect not to shield and then hoping that I can get off one more. It's going to be super close and able to get off another X-Scissor, put some pressure onto the Swampert. And I think I misplayed this one. I should have probably came in with Poliwrath and then hope that it could fade it down. But yeah, I'm in an absolutely awful situation. Not good by any respect. So I think I let this, no, I'd shield and then I make a stupid mistake and and she totally has me there. Really excellent play on her side. And then I don't even get off. This is the worst part. I don't even get off. I don't even get it off. She just basically farmed to 100 and took me out. I should have just even faked a Hydro Cannon, to be honest. Because if I faked it, then I maybe would have been able to beat this Giratina. And tries to go for the back-to-back. A little short on it, so. And then I'm going to go for a Power-Up Punch because I expect a shield to come up. And it does. And Mudshot does a really great job at generating energy. So I'm able to hit this Ice Punch, KO it, and then I don't think I would be able to beat the Walrein in the back, but I should have at least faked it or not shielded so much on my for Alligator. Kind of really cost me the match there, but she played it brilliantly. So gonna start off with this Zapdos again into this Kingler, which is a good matchup for me. Not necessarily complaining. And then switch out to Jolteon, and I switch out to Swampert. Let's see. This is probably going to be a last resort. Oh, no, it ends up being Thunder. So I don't want to get hit by a second Thunder because it actually did a decent chunk of damage. So I'm going to straight Hydro Cannon it, and then I'm going to hit second Hydro Cannon because I did farm up quite a bit. So she's probably right at the Thunder right now. And I'm able to take it out. So I come away with the shield advantage. And then here comes Kingler. I think I can survive this Crabhammer. And I just barely do, but I wasn't necessarily paying attention properly, and then I'm missing a ton of bubbles on this electric one, but it doesn't matter. I get the shield. And then here comes Dragonite, and I'm a little slow on the switch, so I'm a little concerned, especially since these Dragon Breaths are chunking away at me. I'm not running Dragon Breath, I'm running Shadow Claw, which allows me to generate energy pretty quickly. But as you can see, these Dragon Breaths are straight up chunking away at me. And I think I have to double shield. But as soon as I take out this Dragonite, this Kingler cannot farm me down. It has to finish me off with a charge move, which obviously it could overcharge, but it would be risking quite a bit in terms of damage. But that actually probably would have been the better play. And then I'm gonna come in with Thunder and just KO this Kingler. So I think right now we're like 4-1 or something like that. Though she beat me that one game pretty badly. Really badly, actually. So, Cresselia into Kingdra. This one is okay. End up lagging quite a bit. So we end up basically getting to the charge move at the exact same time, which makes no sense. But it's okay. It's whatever. It's a scrim match. And then I get hit by outrage. Yeah, definitely should not happen, but it's all good. And I'm lagging a bit again, but... And then she switches out. Nice switch out. I really should not have done this Aurora Beam, because, like, what's Aurora Beam going to do to a Lugia? But that's quite right. I have Zapdos. So I'm counting. She's running the Dragon Tail variant. And I know this is going to be a Sky Attack, which Lapras takes decently. And I'm going to farm up just a little bit extra energy. Like 2 extra Charge Beams. And able to take it out. So I'm 3 away from Thunderbolt. And not in a great situation. It's like, the thing is, like, the Swampert would have a really hard time farming me down. So it does have to be a little bit careful in terms of not too aggressively farming, because I can hit it with another Thunderbolt and chunk it away at it. And then I'm going to come in with Venusaur. And unfortunately, I think this is an Earthquake, which does a ton of damage to me. And because it was an Earthquake, I do have to get rid of it so that it doesn't hit me with a... And then here comes Kingdra, and I was stupid, and I thought I could get to it. Unfortunately not. And then here comes the Aurora Beam just to bait the shield. This actually would be far from KOing it. And then I have to go for the Moonblast. There's like, I have no choice, but she's farmed up quite a bit of energy on this Kingdra, so it's not going to take her very long to get to the Outrage. So I end up losing this particular match. So well played. Kingdra is a monster in Ultra League. Like, it's very niche-y in Great League, but definitely Kingdra is where it shines the most. It does check the water and fire community. Obviously, the Dragon Claw is still pretty hard. So we're in the mirror match. I assumed it was a Frenzy Plant variant. So I hit it with the Sludge Bomb, hoping to go unshielded, which it does. And then I'm hoping to switch into Giratina to catch the charge move. And it ends up being Solar Beam. Oh, God. These Solar Beams actually chunk away at me. I probably should have farmed up a little more, knowing that likely that she has only 1 charge move on this Venusaur. And obviously, Solar Beam takes quite a bit of energy to get to. And then here comes Giratina. Here comes Swampert. Interesting switch in. Able to get the shield. Hoping to hit 1 more. I'm not going to shield, even if this is an Earthquake. Ends up being a Hydro Cannon, which is going to do a decent chunk, but not a ton. And I'm going to Dragon Claw again, which I don't expect a shield to come up, because, like, really shouldn't be shielding Dragon Claws, because they don't do that much damage. Unless you're, like, in a very desperate situation, you really need this Pokemon. So I'm going to come back in with Venusaur. And nice switch in. And actually, it's a second Venusaur, which is something I did not expect at all. And then Zapdos has a very poor matchup against Swampert. So Zapdos still has a poor matchup against Venusaur, but at least it's a little bit better. At least I'm able to hit it with some damage. So I have 2 shields. I think I let this one go, which I'm not very iffy that if that was the right call. And I get the last shield, and then I'm gonna have to shield. And this comes a Sludge Bomb, and I think this ends up being a Frenzy Plant. And then at this point in time, oh man, I'm lagging. I'm like, I was going to farm it down, but I'm like, oh man, I'm in a terrible position because of this lag. I don't want to get hit by a Sludge Bomb and then end up losing. And I just barely get to this Frenzy Plant. I'm sure super close to getting to an Earthquake. Able to take it out and take that particular match. it was not a really good day to play, to be honest. And as you can see, this Dragon Breath are just chunking me down like crazy. Switches to Venusaur. I regret doing this Ice Beam, to be honest. And I switched to Giratina only because I don't want my Giratina to be matched up too long. Oh man, it's being a Solar Beam with my Giratina, just because those Dragon Breaths are going to do a ton of damage. So I expect the Kingdra to come back out. So I'm going to immediately hit it with the Dragon Claw. Hopefully another. And I think I ended up shielding. I could have got away with not shielding too, but I had energy already. And I'm just lagging so hard here and just not able to click on the charge move, unfortunately. And luckily I'm able to get this last one off and take away the last little chunk of Kingdra's health. And ends up coming with Latios, which is not great for me. This is probably a Dragon Breath variant too, and this Dragon Breath damage is adding up. So I'm going to go for Aurora Beam. Just get the shield. And I do. And then I do want to go for Moonblast. Both not stab, but is more damage and energy efficient. And I have Psycho Cut, so I'm going to be able to generate a ton of energy. I'm going to shield. Yeah, there's no reason not to shield, because Dragon Claw is going to be the most efficient move on Latios' side and cheaper. So hoping that if it wasn't going to faint, I was immediately going to go into for Alligator to hope to hit that Hydro Cannon later, or start rolling it on it. Alright, so I have Cresselia and Double Water, Community Day, Double Hydro Cannon. Let's see how this Cresselia Double Hydro Cannon strat goes. And not like a great matchup, to be honest. I should just went straight Moonblast, because you'll see like how laughable this Aurora Beam is. This does a terrible amount of damage. Not very good. We're kind of like close to health, but Hydro Cannon is way less energy. So end up hitting another Aurora Beam. And I want to switch out 2 for Alligator or Swampert to catch the nice switch, beautiful switch. Kind of caught me on to when I was hitting that Hydro Cannon. So I'm not in a great situation at all. I do want to hit this Sludge Wave. I think I'd later TM this to Earthquake, just because Earthquake ended up being a little bit better for me, and then I end up hitting the charge move, get the shield, gonna switch out. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I kind of had to switch to draw out this Venusaur if it was gonna be the case. And then I need to hit this Aurora Beam, which I end up CMP tie. And then luckily I'm able to take it out. And let's see, this Swampert, I'm okay with that. And I'm just going to farm down with for Alligator. But unable to take it out. And I do shield the Earthquake, but I think something really good is in the back. Man, Machamp, it's going to be super close. I think I end up losing this one actually pretty decisively. And I'm just not able to generate energy fast enough. Maybe if there's a no shield scenario, maybe I would have had like a little bit better chance, but that was not the case. All right, that's a decent team. I got a TM and double move some of my Zapdos if I'm going to keep them around 2,500. And then, so this matchup is not bad. Obviously, Dynamic Punch is going to do a ton of damage. And I end up lagging just a little bit. Yeah, it's a bad time bad day for me to play, to be honest, because I was hoping to switch out to catch the Dynamic Punch with Zapdos. And I'm just going to farm up a little bit additional energy, and then going to hit this Hydro Cannon against this Machamp. I was hoping that it would shield. Then I was going to switch out into Zapdos, which would have been a pretty sweet switch. And then end up against Gliscor. Yeah, Gliscor. And then I think I end up not shielding. She ended up going Night Slash. Aerial Ace probably would have been better because it does have Stab. They're both pretty bad moves. And I get the second shield. I really should have switched out here, but I didn't feel like getting switch locked. And then I'm going to come in with Venusaur. I know it probably has Aerial Ace. It does. It generates energy so quick. And then I'm going to hit it with neutral Frenzy Plane because it is super effective to ground. And then I should survive this. I really don't want my Zapdos stuck in with this Gliscor because it's too frail. Alright, so let's see what's in the back. It ends up being Malmetal. So this is like okay-ish. And if it doesn't do a charge move there, then I would get to a Frenzy Plan. It's a Flash Cannon. So I think the only charge move on this Malmetal is Flash Cannon. So if it had Rock Slide, then I probably would have been in way more trouble. But catching a lucky break that she probably hasn't double moved this Malmetal. So taking that particular match. I think we have one more match on the deck. So decent team. You like Giratina plus any starter. And this is like in theory a good matchup for me. These Dragon Breaths are resisted, but they still do a lot of damage. And it comes in a Alolan Muck. So I tried to bait the shield with this Meteor Mash, which would still do a ton of damage. I think I ended up shielding. And then I decided to just to stay in. Actually, no. I ended up switching out into Giratina. I am not sure why I made that switch. Obviously, Metagross versus Dragonite is always a nice matchup. But now, kind of target practice for this Dragonite's Dragon Breath. I'm going to let it go. It's going to do a pretty good chunk. And then I'm hoping it doesn't look like it that I'm going to be able to get to 2. So this is the first one. Maybe. Actually, no, it looks like pretty likely. And maybe we'll get the second one. And Dragonite's pretty squishy. And then I just barely get to it. And I really hope that I can survive this, whatever this charge move is. Ends up just being Dragon Claw. And then I'm going to hit the Meteor Mash onto this Dragonite, KO it. And let's see what is in the back. It ends up being not a great situation for me. And I should have switched out right away. That was like really my only chance was to switch out right away. Ends up being a Blast Burn. And I try to hit this Sludge Bomb. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. I don't think a Sludge Bomb would have KO'd Blaziken anyways. So GG. She takes that final match. Really well played. That counter Blaziken was so good. Especially with that Blast Burn Community Day move. So anyways, if you guys want to see more Ultra League recommended battles or recommended battles in general, let me know down in the comment section below. And I'll see everyone in the next video.